Coming up next, On the Spot. Ooh. Fresh from Japan, Brad Shoemaker will introduce you to the world of Final Fantasy XII. Also, Greg Kasavin goes online with Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, and Jeff Gerstmann is dropping squares with Tetris DS. Plus, we have a world premiere trailer for X-Men, the official game. Bye, baby kitties. We're live and on the spot. Hello, everyone, and welcome to On the Spot. I'm your host, Rich Gallop. Hello, Jeff Gerstmann.
Hello, Rich Gallop. How's it going, dude?
Have you been getting comfortable in that chair? That's like your second time this week, live broadcast from right there.
Mad comfortable.
Yeah?
I'm kicked back over here now. This is like, I'm just going to get a laptop and start working from here, I think.
We have a phenomenal show for you today.
Excellent.
A great, phenomenal, amazing
Great
show
and
for you
phenomenal.
today. Yes.
It's pretty good.
That's kind of mind-blowing.
Exactly. We were about to let Ryan Davis and Carrie Goosecoast chime in. We're about to.
I've already chimed in,
No.
Rich. You can't like just let me.
All right, fine.
All right, fine.
We've chimed.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on during today's show?
We have a great show for you today this
There's a lot
week.
going on.
We've got. How's it going, Carrie?
It's great.
Awesome. We are doing. We're going to have.
Dexter? Well, I would say I'm playing
You're going to be showing Dexter.
I'm playing Dexter.
We're going to be playing
I'm
Dexter
really
for the PSP later on. We're going to have the world premiere of a trailer for X-Men, the official game.
Yep.
We're going to be giving away 12 Star Wars Empire War standees, 3 copies of Tetris DS. We're also going to be showing off Tetris DS. Maybe you've heard of it, Tetris.
Tetris.
Maybe you've heard it.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty popular. People kind of like Tetris.
I've heard of it.
So we're going to be doing a demo of that. We're going to be showing off Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence.
We're also giving away more stuff.
Oh, we're giving away more stuff. We're also giving away 3 copies of Mega Man Powered Up for the PSP. Ton of giveaways today. But the biggest thing of all, I think, has to be that we are going to be showing off like
Tetris DS.
Yes, but also we're showing off Final Fantasy XII.
Final Fantasy XII.
The import version, Japanese version, just came in.
We came rushing from the mailroom, like up through the office, going, holding it, waving it. Going,
you and Brad were just waving it and screaming. You were being crazy. So without further ado, gentlemen, Final Fantasy XII.
Sure, Final Fantasy XII. Hey, Brad Shoemaker.
Man, I actually wet my pants when I got the game. It was kind of cool. Yeah.
Brand new pants.
Yeah.
Those are your Final Fantasy XII pants. You got those with the express purpose of wetting those.
Absolutely.
Cool. Welcome to the set, Brad Shoemaker.
Thanks for having me.
And, of course, the game that everyone is here to see, we're going to give it to you right up front. We're not going to tease you all show long. We're going to show you what you want. And that is, Brad.
Here it is, Final Fantasy XII.
Fresh from Japan.
After,
so ask questions.
After like 4 years in development, here it is finally.
Now, Final Fantasy XII, you barely just started playing it. You're like, this is initial impressions here. I'm not going to ask you what the entire story is. I'm not going to, ask you to go too in depth because you just started playing it.
Right.
But what can you tell us? A general overview. Who are you? What's the game? The universe.
It's a lot different. It's definitely different than any of the games in the past games in the series. One of the biggest differences is this is the first game that's set in a previously established world. Every Final Fantasy is in a completely separate, discrete world. The characters knew everything, but this one is set in the world of Ivalice from Final Fantasy Tactics, actually. So
cool.
So that's a big difference right off the bat. Like every game, they've made all kinds of changes on the back end, the leveling up, the combat, and all that sort of thing. So the plot is actually really similar to Final Fantasy Tactics. It's really political. A lot of kingdoms moving against each other, a lot of backstabbing, political intrigue, that kind of thing. So
sure, and all the guys look like girls.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's one thing they've definitely kept intact. So
where are you right now?
I'm in the capital city where you start the game out. Actually, you start out playing this character named Vaughn. He's just kind of like a street urchin, sort of like thief character.
With the midriff.
Yeah. I haven't asked him about his fashion choices yet, but.
You know this.
My bad.
He's got armor where it counts, I'm sure. But
so you're in this giant city. What can you do in the city?
Typical RPG town stuff. There's all kinds of shops you can buy things. You can talk to a lot of people for information. Actually, interestingly, this is one of the few RPGs I've seen where you can't talk to everybody.
Okay.
You can only talk to these people that have these little talk balloons over their heads.
Oh, look at all that Japanese.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. As an import game, it's and an RPG, it's extremely text heavy. So
it's not voice, Brad?
Like the really dramatic scenes, like with the custom camera angles and stuff, those will have voice acting. But
does that mean you can change your name, or no? You're stuck with Vaughn.
You know what? It actually didn't give me a choice. Usually the series lets you rename your characters, but they seem to be locked in this one.
Cool. So. Everyone who watches this show, by the way, now, Brad, can ask us questions using the form built into this player.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Wow.
Everyone who watches this show and is a registered GameSpot user, type in something. It'll pop magically on Ryan Davis's laptop, right, Ryan Davis?
Yes. Don't type in something. I think type in a question.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, type in a question.
Yeah, you could type in something, but we aren't going to read it if it's not, All
right. Well, you start lobbing Brad questions while we get him involved.
Everyone wants to know about the gameplay. Yeah. This town looks cool, but Brad, for a game that got like a 40 out of 40 on Famitsu, this is not dazzling me. Dazzle me.
I want to see some stuff dying, right? All right, I'm going to switch save games, but while that's loading, one of the interesting things they've done is there's a new character progression scheme called the license board. It's really similar to the sphere grid in Final Fantasy X, where you can kind of customize how your characters evolve. This one I'll show you when we pull the game back up. This one, it looks kind of like a chessboard, actually, and you can actually unlock different squares that have different weapon and spell proficiencies. So you can really kind of steer the progression of your characters and kind of control what abilities they have access to.
And what are some of the abilities they'll have access to?
Well, I mean, it's typical stuff like, swords, daggers, axes, bows, fire, cure, like spells and stuff like that.
They can spit the hot fire.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. But, I mean, it's just a way of selecting and cashing in these license points that you get from killing enemies, so you can just customize what abilities you have access to. This is
Brad, can I throw you a question?
This is the license board right here. So basically you just select squares and you can unlock them with a certain amount of points. And
can you only get to the ones within range?
Yeah, like when you, let's see, actually I'll just unlock one as an example. This one's actually like fire and ice. These are just basic spells, but you see when you unlock that, then it opens up the adjacent squares, so that gives you access to even more abilities. So.
That's totally like the sphere grid.
Yeah, it's really similar, except you're not constrained to a set path. You kind of have more freedom to move around. But
now fight something.
Enough about that. I'm going to go kill some stuff now.
Yeah, keep the questions coming, Ryan Davis.
Okay. Tom Feeney wants to know, are there any mini-games in FF12, such as card games like in FF8, Blitzball? Have you run upon any of that stuff just yet?
There have to be. I mean,
Blitzball's terrible.
They've been filling these games full of that stuff for years. I haven't seen any of that yet, but I'm sure it's in there.
So you're just talking right now?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's cool. You got to talk. Final Fantasy, you got to talk.
Yeah, Long-winded. They're talking about how the Earth and the kingdom must be saved from the evil forces.
With spirits and stuff. And
as they are wont to do.
Yes. More questions, Ryan Davis.
More questions. People want to know about controlling the multiple characters. How does that work, I guess? Because we are doing like this real-time thing now.
As soon as this loads, I'll show you. But the combat has... Here we go. Actually, you can take a look at it.
Cool.
The combat has actually evolved. I don't know if it's because Final Fantasy XI was a pretty big success or what, but the combat in this game is actually really similar to a massively multiplayer game. You basically run around the field. The battles don't take place on a separate screen anymore. You actually fight the enemies on the field now. So you basically just roam around. You see the enemies. You can pull them. There's aggro, essentially, just like in an MMO. You can actually outrun the enemies and get away from them if you don't want to fight them. But the other character, like you essentially you assign commands to your main character, and then your other character, as you can see here, basically just acts on AI.
Can you like change to controlling different characters?
You can. You can see right here. Actually, you can micromanage. You can switch between your characters and tell them exactly what to do. In fact, I'll tell her to cast a spell here.
I like the little Tron lines you got flying out of you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
those are kind of funky, right?
A little red and
blue. Yeah, those are just there to indicate your target and that sort of thing.
You're a bit. Ryan Davis, more questions, please.
I got nothing else at the moment.
Keep them coming.
Nothing
okay.
else.
I think we want to see more of like the combat. Definitely, people want to know more like how much the game uses magic versus kind of just regular melee attacks.
Right. It seems to be a pretty even balance, like the past Final Fantasies. With that license board in effect, you have to unlock the spells. So I've only unlocked like the basic tier spells right now, but. Actually, just like an MMO, your MP actually recharges as you run around the field. It's not as limited as it used to be. So.
You got 8 stuff.
Yeah, I think that was probably money.
Nice. We'll find some. Oh, there's fire going on over there. That's definitely someone. Oh no, that's where you're from. Huh?
Trying to find some enemies.
So, Brad, you are a pretty huge Final Fantasy fan.
Yeah.
How is this striking you thus far?
It's radically different. It really feels a lot different. Like the tone with the plot, having it set in that established world already. Like the license board, especially the combat model, it just feels really different.
Scotty Ballgame wants to know, are there multi-character attack moves in Final Fantasy XII?
I think the demo that was out actually a few months ago with Dragon Quest VIII showed off some combo-style attacks. Like, obviously being so close to the beginning of the game, we haven't unlocked a lot of that stuff yet, but it seems like there's a lot of kind of team up combo stuff.
What's that Pac-Man line you keep crossing?
It's just a little border that takes you to a new area. So.
Sure. I want to see something. I want to see some enemies here.
I'm trying. I killed the big owl thing. But
kill one more thing. We can't leave these people with as you said, 4 years.
There's like a wolf or something.
Sure.
Let's kill that wolf.
So it looks like, from what I can tell, is that one of the things I always associate with Final Fantasy is the battle starts, and all of a sudden you got like 3 wolf things and the owl dude all right in front of you.
Right.
This seems like a lot more like one-on-one battles.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there are certainly scenarios where you'll be fighting 2 or 3 things at a time. In fact, that's actually pretty dangerous. I died a couple times doing that.
I think I prefer this.
The one-on-one kind of thing.
Yeah, because like if there's only 2 of you and you're fighting 4 people, 2 of them are always going to get a hit on you. But if you get to actually concentrate on this,
the whole combat model just has a more fluid feel to it because you're not switching between screens and that sort of thing. So.
Well, obviously this is a huge game, Brad,
yes.
and we're going to have you back again with this game very soon. But right now, what's on the site for people who want more of this game?
We've got a whole crap load of movies up. The screenshots are coming. There's a preview coming. So yeah, pretty much the total package.
Nice. So we're going to let you leave and learn more about this game so we can have you on a future show.
Sounds good.
Sound great. But right now, we're going to kick it over to Ryan Davis. It looks like you have a new guest over there, Ryan Davis. Who is it?
Why, it is site director Greg Kasavin. Greg, how you doing?
Doing pretty well.
You are in the midst of a game of Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. You're playing this online right now.
I am right now.
Excellent.
Indeed,
so
I'm getting smoked.
This is for those who don't know, Metal Gear Solid Subsistence is a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater that includes most significantly this new online mode. There's also some other stuff. There's like a new third-person camera for the main game.
Yep.
I believe it's like the special edition that has the movie version of the game.
Yeah, that's the limited edition that nobody can find and is selling for insane amounts of money on auction sites and stuff like that. You're not necessarily missing out on too much if you don't get that disc, but I think just the low availability makes people want it that much more.
The forbidden fruit.
Yes. But the online play is one of the big new things in Subsistence. It's like a whole new game. And it can be worth the price of admission all by itself.
So this is not Metal Gear Solid in terms of gameplay. This seems like this is playing a lot differently than the sort of the sneaking stealth stuff that the series has been known for.
A lot of the underlying mechanics and the controls they carry over directly. So it does play the same. The controls are the same. This new third-person camera is the same as the one you get in the single-player game, but even having finished the single player version, if you go in and try to just accomplish everything in here in the online play, you're going to get smoked. So it definitely has a different feel to it. Stealth definitely still plays a part. Sneaking still plays a part, but you die a lot faster than you do in the single player game. So you have to be a lot more tactical, and otherwise, people do things like that to you.
So this looks pretty cool. Alex wants to know. He's only interested in the online. Is that alone worth buying this game for?
It can be, yeah. If that's what you're looking for, if you like online shooters, this is a really good one for the PS2. I just smoked that guy finally. It's got a lot of really cool stuff in it. It uses a lot of the conventions that you'd expect from multiplayer shooters. It's got similar modes to other stuff out there, but it's got those Metal Gear touches to it, like being able to, flatten your back against a wall and tap on it and distract guys, and use camouflage and all kinds of things like that. Yes, drop dirty magazines, of course.
Run into a bunch of players who have named themselves Solid Snake 89.
Well, you're gonna find
200.
I think you're gonna find those guys playing Final Fantasy XII also. They're pretty much wherever you go.
People want to know how this compares to other stealth games that have gone online, like Splinter Cell.
It's different from Splinter Cell. I mean, Splinter Cell Online is still kind of unique, and so is this. I think it's. You can aim from a first-person perspective, but you can't run and gun. You can't move while you're aiming down the barrel. So it's got a more deliberate pacing to it than just your typical online shooter.
I have to say that you just got smoked by Killing You Guy.
That's a good.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of a drag. Now, what mode are we playing in here?
This is just straight up team deathmatch.
Okay.
There's also like a regular free-for-all deathmatch. And there's capture mission and rescue mission, and what's the other one? What's the one I'm missing?
There's the crazy rubber ducky.
And sneaking mission, of course. That's where one player is Snake, and oh boy, this is going to be rude.
It is on up here.
All right.
So you have melee attacks, apparently.
Yeah, you do. All right.
This is intense. Very well played.
Well.
Now, we have a review up on the site for this right now. It got a really good score. It also was the recipient of a GameSpot First, which was, we gave it a live video review where you were here in the studio live. We were answering people's questions about the game, and it was pretty cool. We actually have a little clip of it if you haven't seen it right here, so check it out.
Hello and welcome, I'm Jeff Gerstmann, and welcome to our first live video review for Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence for the PlayStation 2. Today we're going to be talking to the reviewer, Greg Kasavin, who's also our site director, and we're also going to be taking questions from you, the viewer. Let's get started with a little intro from Greg. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the game and get us started?
Yeah, well, the good news is Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence is above all just an outstanding PlayStation 2 action-adventure game. It's of course based on the game that first came out in 2004, but it turns out to be just a lot more than that because they took the 2004 game, which many people still hold near and dear as one of the best PS2 games out there. They added a pretty fundamental change to the way that game plays, and then just lumped a whole bunch of other really cool stuff on top of it, most notably being this online mode. So here it is in practice. Here's the regular camera. Here's how the old Metal Gear Solid was. Here's me messing around with the right analog stick. But if I press in on the right analog stick, now I switch to the new default camera, and that's what the right analog stick does now. So I can do stuff like this now and see
kind of
enemies coming around,
corners and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. It just gives you more tactical awareness, and like I said, it just even looks better.
Ronald in LA wants to know, if you can elaborate a little more on what's included in that limited edition version.
The only difference between the limited edition version and the standard edition version is $10 difference in price and the inclusion of a third disc called Existence, which is essentially a movie. It plays in your PS2, and it's just a non-interactive movie of all the Metal Gear Solid 3 cutscenes spliced together, and what you're seeing here is not one of them. This is actually one of the parody videos, again, just poking fun of the much maligned Raiden character from Metal Gear Solid 2. It's really a one-of-a-kind experience. It's got a weird story and a weird sense of humor to it, but it's something that, commands the loyal following of so many people, and really with good reason.
Cool. All right, Greg, thanks a lot.
Thank you. And, thanks to all of you for your questions.
Thanks to everyone out there for questions. And we have the chat room open. We'll leave that open for a little while longer, and we'll be in there chopping it up. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.
Here we are on the spot.
Yeah.
Hello, Jeff.
Hey,
this week's on the spot is.
I'm doing very well.
Wonderful. That was a little
switcheroo from me to me.
You were like sitting in that chair, and now you're sitting in that chair again.
Like I was watching it because we have the monitor set up over here that shows what's going on, and I kept seeing me sitting there, and I was like, "Oh wait, are you back?" And kept.
Yeah, and now we are back.
Now we are back.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We've had a lot of big name games on the show so far.
Yeah.
We've had Snake. We've had Final Fantasy.
Sure.
And now we actually have the game that I'm going to say I'm most personally excited for. And that is Tetris DS.
Tetris DS.
You're playing some Tetris DS.
Yes, I've been playing some Tetris DS. And why don't we play a little Tetris DS now?
Sure, do it.
I'm going to jump right in. This is Tetris for the Nintendo DS. Which
the title makes sense.
That's so they call it Tetris DS, and basically it's Tetris with a Nintendo theme. They've gone and taken the Nintendo characters, those beloved little goofballs, and dropped them into this game. We're just going to jump into standard Tetris Marathon mode.
Sure.
That's game A, right?
That's game A. And as you can see,
There's
Mario...
a lot going on here for a Tetris game.
Yeah, Mario is in effect. I'm just going to hold that straight piece because it's a straight piece, dude.
You can hold a straight
That
piece?
seems kind of wrong, Jeff.
That's, this is modern Tetris. This is not the Tetris you played on your monochrome Game Boy.
You can hold a piece?
You can stash a piece for later. Yeah.
They've been doing that for years with the Tetris. That is an old feature at this point.
I played two versions of Tetris. One is on a black and white Game Boy, and the other is on an NES, and neither let me hold pieces like a baby.
Yeah, and when did those games come out, Rich?
Yeah.
Now you can stash them. See, now I'm gonna be whatever. I want 3 lines at once. I'm gonna bust this straight piece out of my little hold jail here.
And Mario does a little flip.
And Mario flips around. He's all crazy. Yeah, Tetris, dude. Now, the big feature of this game is that you can play it online, or you can play it, of course, I mean, the multiplayer features are really kind of where it's at with this one, but they do have a number of different single-player games as well.
Like what?
Well, like Tetris.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, so let's quit out of here. We'll dig up one of the other ones here. There's a mission mode in the game, and what they've done with mission mode is they actually give you various goals that you have to complete before time runs out. And this one has a Zelda theme as opposed to the Mario theme.
Okay. How many different themes are there?
There are a handful of them.
I have seen a balloon fight theme. There's the Mario. I've seen a Mario 1 theme, a Mario 3 theme. There's obviously the Zelda theme. I think there might be some Gyromite stuff in there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's you look on the title screen, you see Yoshi and a little Metroid.
Oh, there's totally a Yoshi's Cookie little section in there. So they cover their bases with their cute characters.
So in this one, I have to go and clear a pair of lines with a specific piece before time runs out.
Okay.
So that's kind of how this one works.
Gotta do it with the squares.
Yes.
You're not doing it right.
I'm not doing it right.
What?
You're not, Jeff. You're not showing people how to play
Tetris. When we first got a
Tetris.
copy of this game in the office, I saw 10 people standing around playing this multiplayer with just one.
That was pretty epic.
That is one of the raddest features
That was
of
really
this,
cool,
is
yeah.
that it does have game share for up to 10 people locally.
We almost didn't have enough DSs for everyone to get that game going.
We had to pull them up
to-
out of everywhere, and it was pretty amazing playing that just off of a single cart.
Jeff, you're not doing this right, by the way.
Dude, they're not giving me the piece I need to do this.
Don't do that. Don't put that down there. You'll ruin it.
Dude, Jeff.
There you go. Sweet.
I didn't ruin nothing,
That
man.
doesn't know how to play
Tetris is beating Jeff.
I was nervous. You have any questions
What
about
else?
Tetris 9 days?
I had it under control, man. You guys are.
It took you forever.
They didn't give me the piece. It didn't give me the piece, and on this thing.
It's cool, dude.
I want to see some of the DS, some of the stuff that takes more advantage of the DS's hardware capabilities. I believe
that
there are
your
some
question, or
touch
is that a
modes.
question from a
That's
user?
a me question.
Okay. Like
All right.
what?
Well, there's a touch mode here.
By the way, Jeff totally did have that Tetris thing under control the whole time. Just kidding.
I'll waste all y'all.
Not in Tetris, apparently.
All right.
What?
Now, all right,
what?
While you cue this up, Jeff, Ryan Davis, you find us some questions. What is the touch mode of this, Jeff?
In touch mode, basically, you use the stylus to slide pieces around, and yeah.
Now, left-handed, do you have any problems with this, or does it still work all right for you? or-
Seems to work just fine.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, this is awesome.
So this is touch mode. I will actually talk while Jeff focuses on the gameplay. He is using the stylus to move and spin those pieces to try to create lines. The idea is that there's this little cage on the top of this giant tower that he wants to bring down to the ground level, so he has to kind of slide and turn. It's actually pretty interesting. It's one of the more kind of one of the things in the game that is the least like Tetris, and also one of the more interesting things.
This is cool.
This is chaos, dude.
Yeah, this is you are doing surprisingly well here.
Nick M wants to know, does Tetris DS have a theme like the original Tetris cabinet game? I assume he means like the
arcade
the
game or
arcade
something
game.
like that. No, I mean, this one's pretty close because these pieces just look like Tetris pieces and all, but no, it seems like they're all pretty much Nintendo themed.
That counts.
So we can't
no
expect to
Russian
hear
theme?
any Russian crazy music in there?
No,
that's
the classic Game Boy Tetris music not in here, which I think is
That's a crime.
I'm just gonna say it. That's lame.
Yeah.
That is not in here.
Yeah.
That is that's like job one as far as I'm concerned.
So we're going to be giving away 3 copies of this game later on in the show.
Do we have some crazy Tetris-related trivia questions?
It's not too crazy because we're trying to keep it simple for the people so they can answer it really quickly. But
What is the straight piece's favorite beverage?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But while you think about that, actually, right now we have to pause for just a quick moment for a word from our sponsor. We'll be right back.
This week's On the Spot is brought to you by Wendy's Spicy Chicken Sandwich. Do what tastes right.
And we are back, Jeff.
Back in effect.
Yes, one of the great parts about the new On the Spot, we have the new look, we have the new page. We're starting to do a little more stuff, with the video camera.
Getting out there with the video camera, making things happen, talking to the people.
Exactly, that's what we're doing. And the people we're talking to are actually you, the editors.
Me, the editors.
You and everyone else here, the editors. We've started a new semi-regular bit here.
Oh, that was for that?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just hanging out.
No.
All right, no. All right, let's see it then.
It's called the Rich Gallop poll.
Oh, that's so clever, Rich.
Isn't that clever?
It's pretty clever.
Let's take a look at it right now. So it's Wednesday afternoon, as you can see right now in the studio. It's kind of sleeping, waiting for the start of the phenomenal show that you're currently watching. And I'm going to use this as an opportunity to start a brand new semi-regular segment for On the Spot that we're calling the Rich Gallop Poll. Clever, right? Basically, it's your opportunity as a viewer to ask every single member of the GameSpot office their opinion on a particular topic. Today's question is, how much do you think the PlayStation 3 will cost this November?
Are you related to the Gallops?
Distantly. Yeah. So that's why I can get away with it, hopefully.
Reasonably, $500.
$500? Final answer?
Otherwise, they're going to take such a bath on that thing. I can't imagine, and they'll never make money if they don't. Jason Ocampo said $500. I'm going to say $501.
It could be anywhere from $300 to $600. Depends how much Sony wants to use it as a way to push Blu-ray over HD DVD.
Can I do the Price is Right answer and say $1?
Actually, you can, because I don't know if you heard Jason and Brian over there. Jason said $500. Brian said $501.
Oh, $1.
As I work my way around your yoga ball here, how you doing, sir?
Shut up, I don't do yoga. I think they're going to split it. I think because the HDD is mandatory, so I think they're going to have it like a $399 mandatory console, but then the HDD is going to cost like $199 or like $299 or some kind of crazy, oh, it's a peripheral you have to buy. Sorry.
That's right. They said that they are telling all developers to count on having a hard drive in the PlayStation 3. So,
but they haven't decided if they're going to ship it yet. If they ship it with it, I'm thinking almost maybe even $600.
All right, let's find some more editors.
$399.
$399. That seems like a good guess. Everyone actually has been going a lot higher than that.
Has there ever been a game system that has succeeded at a price point like above $500? All that stuff, the 3DO, the CDI, the Neo Geo,
the PC. Rich Gallop here, the Rich Gallop poll. You looking up to see how much Cal's going to lose to NC State?
Reading the latest reviews on the site. That's what I was doing. I don't know, $400.
$400.
Nice. Thank you, sir. Hello, Brad Shoemaker. How you doing, sir? Here, let me help you. You need some help up, or? All right.
Realistically, $400 or $500. I could see it being $5 easily.
Everyone's saying between the $400 to $500 range. It doesn't surprise you at all?
Five is about the upper bound, after which they're going to start losing a lot of people, I think.
Appreciate it. Oh, gosh. What is this?
I was not quite prepared for that.
You're actually appearing in the middle of this On the Spot broadcast right now. How's it going so far?
I'm enjoying it. It's a wonderful show that we have today, isn't it?
It's a great show, as always.
I had the advantage of hearing you talking to other people, so I'm going to say $503.
Why not $499?
Because then I get cut off by the 501 guy. I want to get up there. I want to spin the wheel, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if they come out, at $500. It's expensive. It's a lot of money, but I think that's kind of like the breaking point for how much you're really willing to spend for a console.
You want me to buy you some time, let you finish those chips, or are those organic?
These are organic chips, Rich.
They look delicious. That's also a nice shoe you have on your desk, I'm noticing. What's going on, buddy?
I'm just trying to figure some things out. Either they're going to try and undercut Microsoft right out of the gate and try and put them out by price matching them, or they're going to say, you know what, we don't care what Microsoft is doing. We think our product is of a higher quality. We think that the Blu-ray, player makes a big difference, so we're going to charge $8 trillion or $5.99, which it might as well be $8 trillion as far as game consoles are concerned.
There it is, the first inaugural Rich Gallop poll. Let's. Everyone says it's going to be about $500. Sounds right to me. Thank you, Jeff. And let's send it back to us at the studio.
Very cool, Rich. Good stuff. This is going to be an ongoing feature, I understand. But right now, we have, Carrie, you're going to be showing off Dexter for the PSP.
I am.
Now, this is Dexter of Jack and Daxter fame.
It is, exactly. But Jack,
Jack's gone.
We got that fool out of here.
Get rid of him, and he's all brooding and being all crazy and swearing all the time.
Yeah, this actually takes place right before Jack 2. It's the events leading up to Jack 2. And in Jack 2, sort of in the beginning, you see the end of Jack and Daxter, the precursor legacy. And then you get this kind of moment where it's like 2 years later, Jack has been in prison, and they're off on the adventures again. Well, so this is what happens while Jack is in prison. And basically, you're going to play as Dexter, and you're going to try to rescue Jack from prison.
But first, he kind of gets sidetracked, doesn't he?
He does. As Dexter is wont to do, he sort of gets into a little bit of mess. Basically, he takes up a role at a exterminator company. And as you can see by this totally awesome weapon that we have here, is actually an electric fly swatter.
That is a mean fly swatter.
It is a mean fly swatter.
Jeff has one of those, and when you hit someone with it, it hurts really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those do. I did that once in his house.
It does
damage.
Not cool.
No, it really hurts. Anyway, so he has a fly swatter. He also has a sprayer, and the sprayer is
that's
sort of two
the sprayer
functions.
right there.
That's the sprayer. The sprayer has two functions. That one that I just showed you is sort of allows him to propel and like hover around.
Can you do that one again, actually?
Sure, like this.
Cool.
See? And then the other one is this, where you spray out, and you can use that to defeat enemies. I probably used up all my spray juice now. But and there's also a couple different sort of upgrades for the sprayer. So as you play through, you'll get like a flamethrower upgrade. So then you can do this, and then instead of having to poison the enemies, I set them on fire, and they die a lot quicker. So that those weapons upgrade. The fly swatter doesn't. The fly swatter is pretty basic. But anyway, so you play through the game. And your goal is to rescue Jack, sorry, and collect stuff. That's sort of a big thing for this game.
It's been a big thing for the series.
It sure has, and I think they do a really good job of making collection, especially in this game.
Electric. This is like that one level in Battletoads.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you have
If
to
you
jump
run
over
into that
some
one, you
stuff
warp
later.
ahead to the ice level.
But then you can't get the good ending.
No.
So you're going to collect stuff, and the point of collecting stuff is really just, to get 100% completion, and also just to unlock a lot of cool stuff. They have a lot of cool things in here. I'm going to see if I have, this is the save, I think, that actually have some of the cheats unlocked.
Well, while you load that up, can I throw some questions at you?
Sure, throw them at me.
Aaron, whose last name I can't pronounce, wants to know how do the controls compared to the console version. The graphics look up to par, but how does it play?
It plays really, really well. I think I reviewed this game, so in my review I sort of state that they did a really good job of bringing it to the PSP, so it works on the PSP within, I guess you could say, the confines of being a handheld system. It's got to be a little bit less than what the PS2 is, but it's so good you almost don't notice it. Like you wouldn't ever use the word dumbed down because they do such an excellent job of putting it on there. It feels almost exactly like a console
You're wearing a
game.
weird little Jack mask.
I found this. It's a secret mask, and I found it, and I'm now Jack.
I was there. I saw it when she got it.
Yep.
So this is like kind of one of the little items that you can find in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Now there have been big free roaming areas in the other Jack games. Do you get to cruise around Haven City in Dexter?
You do, and you actually cruise on the exact same Haven City that you played around in with like Jack 2. So people who have played Jack 2 are going to remember it, recognize it. It's going to be pretty familiar.
Michael Roberts wants to know, is Dexter as hard as Jack 2?
No, I don't think the game is that hard. I would say getting all the bits, like getting 100% completion, is definitely going to be pretty challenging. But in terms of like just the basic level of difficulty, you can get through this game much easier than Jack 2 for sure.
I don't know what you're talking about. That fool is hard as hell. Look at him. He's like, he's the
Randy
DMX
O
platform
wants
game
to know what's the average amount of time it takes to complete this game?
That's a good question. I never we didn't like time it up, but I would say maybe 6 or 8, no, more than 8, probably 8 hours. I would say that's just sort of the basic game, and I was going for a little bit of completionism, so I would say 8 hours is about right.
So we're looking at the single player game here right now. There's also some sort of like multiplayer component to this?
Sure. Let me see if I can show you that real quick. It's called Bug Combat, and there's no real point to it. Like you don't get anything for doing it, but it's basically just fun. So I'm going to jump into a single player Bug Combat game. You can play a multiplayer Bug Combat game against a friend, but single player Bug Combat, as you're playing through the game, one of the things that you're going to collect, besides the basic collection stuff, are bugs. And you're going to find
make sense.
little cages, and they're usually in kind of hard to find places. So you're going to find these bugs. You're also going to find boosts for them, and you're going to find little cards and stuff. So it's kind of like it's a little like a rock, paper, scissors kind of mini game. And you have all these these are all the boosts that I've collected while playing through this game. I'm just going to go ahead and go through. And now these are cards. Now basically it's rock, paper, scissors. So you have 3 moves: trap, claw, and spit. And one bests the other, like rock, paper, scissors. And what you also get for each game is 3 cards that you can assign.
Okay.
And they're sort of like, once the move has been played, once you and your opponent have both played your move, you can use one of the cards to maybe cancel your opponent's attack or something, just get like the extra advantage. So I'm going to go ahead and go through. And
Bug fight.
Bug combat. So it's real simple. There's not really a whole, like I said, there's not really a reason to do it. It's just fun.
You're just playing this against the AI right now, but you can't play this locally
You can play
against someone
another
else.
player,
Well, this game looks very awesome. This game scored a massively high score. Is that not correct?
It scored the most massively high score for a PSP game and got a 9.1.
9.1 for the PSP.
I have one last question.
Go, Rich.
Rich from California wants to know if I've never played a Jack and Daxter game, but I'm looking for something good on the PSP. Is this the game for me?
Yeah,
or?
I would say so.
Right, cool.
Definitely.
So the game is highly recommendable.
Highly recommendable.
Out in stores.
It is out in stores right now.
Out in stores right now. You can find a full review of it on the site as well as a video review, all sorts of other great stuff for it. Awesome. Carrie, thanks for coming by and showing
Thanks
this
for
off.
having me.
Up next, we have a world premiere trailer for X-Men, the official game. Mutants. Awesome. I bet Wolverine's in it.
And it's official.
Let's take a look.
Official.
Rated T for Teen. This May. Before you see X-Men The Last Stand in theaters, become them.
And there it is.
The official game.
The official game.
This isn't like some bootleg that some dude made in his basement.
No, this is
the official game.
Official.
They are not playing.
No.
They do not play.
I think that's still a working title.
Maybe.
Maybe, but the game looks cool. You get to totally fly around as Iceman, apparently.
Yeah, that's cool.
We'll have more on that game as soon as we know more, but there's
Yeah.
the trailer.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Right now, we're at my favorite part of the show, Jeff.
Which part is that?
We
The
give
part
away-
where we all get free ice cream. Yeah.
No, we give away loot.
Lame.
We're giving away loot. Before we give away the loot, we got to announce the winners for last week's trivia competition.
Okay, let's see them.
Our first trivia question was, here are our winners that are coming up right now.
Yeah,
but
those dudes.
Yeah, those guys. The first trivia question was, which Michael Bay movie featured a really sweet Porsche?
It should be all of them.
It should be all of them.
But we're thinking of one specific one.
Exactly. We are thinking of Bad Boys.
That's right.
Yes.
You know that his student film when he went to like UCLA, it was based around like a yellow Porsche.
Was it? Well,
Yeah,
that wasn't
that was
one of
like the main character.
That
in his
wasn't one of
student
the
film.
multiple choices.
That was not one of the multiple
Did it turn into a
choices.
robot?
No, ooh.
There's more Michael Bay
No, coming
knowledge
soon.
in this
Yeah.
building than I care to. Jesus Christ. There's so much Michael Bay love. It's like unreal.
It is.
The man's a genius.
He's amazing. And the second trivia question was, Scott Mitchell is the name of the main character in Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter.
Yes, he is.
Also the name of an NFL quarterback. Which team of four choices did Scott Mitchell not play for?
Yeah.
He did play for Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Detroit. He did not play for Atlanta.
So burn on you, Atlanta.
You said Atlanta.
You're right. And,
You're right.
And the winners are, the list of names is Ben Pritchett of New York, Dan Morgan of Illinois, Zach Maldonado of California, Peter Graham of Massachusetts, Tyler Holmes of Arizona, and George Marston of Texas.
Straight out of Texas.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, if you too want to win yourself a fabulous prize here.
I do.
Yeah, we
All right,
do.
let's give something away.
Okay.
The way it is. Unfortunately, if you do not see a window that lets you enter trivia, that means you're not a paid subscriber for GameSpot, and you have to sign up. And if you are any form of paid subscriber, you will see this amazing thing show up.
It's like
and it'll let
trivia,
you-
action,
Exactly.
and yeah.
So it's multiple choice. Right now on the drop-down menu, please choose question 1 on your pop-up player.
Okay.
And then we're going to
All pencils up.
Exactly. And we'll ask you this multiple choice
Open your
question.
packets now.
All right.
Question number 1. It's cool. Which of the following is not a Mega Man boss? This is for the copy of Mega Man Powered Up. Your choices are Gutsman, B. Cutman, C. Elec Man, and D. Tricity Man.
Okay.
It's a tough one. We make them hard here.
These are rough questions.
They are rough questions. You don't know. First 3 people win themselves a copy of Mega Man Powered Up.
Which is awesome, by the way.
It is.
Which
Which is
awesome.
really good.
Yeah.
Jeff, you want to give away some copies of Tetris DS?
Yeah, I've got these 3 copies of Tetris DS right here for our second trivia question. So go back to your little trivia player, select number 2. This will be question number 2. Which of the following letters cannot be duplicated by Tetris?
That's like one Tetris block.
Yeah, one Tetris block.
Yeah.
So A, L, B, Y, C, I, D, T.
You reading the letters confused me.
That's the whole. That's the whole.
Man, that is confusing.
I believe
it gave me the DTs just looking at it.
I believe the official term is tetriminos. For the blocks.
Sure.
No, it's not.
If we get studio manager Frank Adams to bring out the last prize and put it right here between us, please. Don't break it, Frank. If you break it, you're keeping it. We're giving away 12 Star Wars Empire at War standees. And by the way, you can bring it's cool. You can come out on camera, Frank. Tell him that. Look at this massive thing.
Frank's wanted. He can't be
exactly.
seen.
You got the Death Star. You got like all the stuff going on.
Chewbacca's down there.
Yeah,
He's like,
it's awesome. These are courtesy of LucasArts, by the way. We'd also like to thank Capcom.
The Enterprise is behind. It's like coming out of here.
Capcom and Nintendo as well for hooking up.
Jean-Luc Picard is all engaged.
Ryan and Carrie, would you guys like to read this trivia question, please?
Absolutely.
Sure.
The Death Star is blank operational.
Is it A, kinda, B, totally, C, fully, or D, none?
So that is your question.
That's tricky.
That's question number 3.
Exactly.
Click the little button that you want, and that's it.
Look, this is the Death Star right here.
Yeah.
And you can see on it, there's a Cylon war happening.
Are you mocking my Battlestar Galactica? Is that what you're doing?
No.
And Triple H is there fighting Mega Man.
And Mega Man are throwing down.
What's Triple H got to do with
Skywalker. Look, this is fan fiction that we're working on. It's beyond you, okay?
All right, cool.
Look,
well, Ryan and Carrie, I'd like to thank you guys for coming by. It's been a lot of fun.
Always a pleasure, Rich.
Thanks for having me.
And, of course, Greg and Brad, great demos from Jeff Gerstmann. I'm sorry I forgot you, man. I'm sorry I called out your Tetris playing skills.
Yeah,
Off camera, you guys didn't see it, but Jeff totally ripped up the spot on Tetris DS.
I did.
Freed the balloons. It's cool.
The balloons were freed.
Exactly. We'd like to thank all of you for watching. We'll announce the winners next week, and we have some great games then. I don't know what they are yet, but they're going to be great.
They will be outstanding games. We will have a great show for you next week.
We have a great show for you every week, and we'd like to thank all of you for watching. We'll catch you next week right here. Wait. Happy birthday, Dad. On the spot. Later.